Good evening, everyone. Today we'll be talking about OROP, one rank, one pension, as to how it is. We'll be covering some bit of history also, and as to what are the financial impacts and what should be likely action. What exactly is OROP? OROP implies that individuals get the same pension for having served the nation for the same duration, irrespective of the date and year of superannuation. Implication being that if someone is retiring in now 2023, and let's say there are subsequent pay revisions, etc., going ahead, then people who are retiring now, they should not get impacted by the subsequent pay revisions or new increments being given to the individuals who will still be serving. And these people should be bought at par with the individuals who retire in future at higher emoluments. So OROP actually used to be a provision for people of defense personnel, as a lot of our people retire at a younger age, especially for non-officers. And for officers, we do not have the NFU, the non-functional financial upgradation. So, but OROP was discontinued in 1973. So then, defense personnel, they led a very strong protest. They led a strong struggle for around 2 odd decades, 2 to 3 decades, after which OROP was finally accepted. There was a long litigation, and I mean, the struggle saw support from all quarters of the society that's there. It was led by officers, by soldiers, by Veer Naris, and by the sections of civil society. And the struggle included, there were sit-ins, relay hunger strikes, representations to the government, a lot of negotiations, protests. Some service personnel even returned their medals. And in nutshell, it was a very long fought and a hard fight. Also, there was a lot of long litigation which took place, and finally, the first OROP was accepted in 2014. The first draft or assembly, and then now subsequently, government has agreed to extend this benefit to all individuals with some riders who have served for as irrespective of the ranks. Some notable mentions which should be made before we proceed further is there's Major General Satbir Singh, Sena Medal. He is one of the leading figures in the fight for OROP. Then there is Lieutenant General Balbir Singh and Brigadier Indra Mohan Singh. These three people have been instrumental in mobilizing the servicemen and trying to get justice where it is due, getting the benefit to all concerned. So moving on, the next question is, how would OROP impact an individual's pension? One, it says that same rank for same pension and for the same length of service. Therefore, and it has to be fixed every 5 years. Now, the present formula, which government has said recently, which that the pensions for all those who retired earlier would be refixed by 2018. So the minimum pension for 2018 and the maximum pension for 2018 for that financial year of a particular rank. So let's say a rank of a rifleman, rank of a general, rank of a colonel. All these ranks, the minimum and maximum pension will be taken. They'll be combined, and the average would be taken and divided by 2. Once that division by 2 is done, then that would become the new pension fixed as and would be made payable from the 1st of July 2019. Anyone who is getting higher than that, that pension would be protected. Their pensions would not be reduced. So there is an upward revision. The benefit would be made, but there is no downward revision. Implication being that anyone who retired before 2018, and if they are earning lesser pensions, their pensions, everything would be fixed on the as per the revised scale, and the scale would be the minimum and maximum pensions as being earned in 2018, and then for 2019 it would be payable from 1st July 2019. Whatever arrears are due, since now it is 2023, so whatever arrears are due, they have to be paid in 4 installments, except those who are in receipt of special or liberalized family pensions and the gallantry award winners, their arrears would be paid in one go. That was the government directive in 2000. Government has chosen to keep people who are seeking or who sought voluntary retirement after 1st July 2014, and so they'll not be included in the ambit of OROP. That is the present government directive on OROP. So anyone who is now in receipt of pension prior to 2018, their pensions, or rather prior to 2019, their pensions would be revised as per a revised scale based on 2018 average maximum minimum pensions, and then get a pension based on that going ahead from 2019 onwards, calculated from 1st July 2019. Next revision should happen in 2024. Next should happen in 2029. Some important factors about OROP is that it is applicable to all kind of pensions. It is applicable to service pension. It is applicable to family pension. It is applicable to special family pension. It is applicable to liberalized family pension, etc., etc. Those who have been included are individuals who would have taken PMR after 1st of July 2014. As of now, that's the government order. Now, defense pensioners can claim pension parity without waiting for pay commissions, and the revision would be every 5 years. That's what the OROP direction is. So next revision should, as per the direction, as per this order, happen in 2024. The next revision should happen in 2029, so on and so forth. So those are the points which are very important for this particular calculation. So now I'll share some calculations with you, and these calculations are estimations as of now, because there are no official government tables for calculating OROP which can be accessed from open sources. There could be some internal information which people are not generally privy to. As of today, based on the broad outlines we have calculated, we have made these calculations. I'll share these numbers with you, and you can make your own assumptions, and the viewer discretion is advised here, because these are very rough calculations here. So I'll share the screen for the time being. Firstly, this is for fixation for those who are right now who retired earlier, and how their pensions would be fixed. And this is a very, very broad idea based on the 7th Pay Commission. For officers, I've taken it for a colonel, and this is assumed for a colonel who has served for 32 to 33 years, a superannuation tenure with retired at 54 or 52, as because there have been revisions in the age at which full colonels used to retire. So 52, 54, whatever it may be. So let's say the maximum pension of a colonel who retired, in a rough assumption here is MSP plus BSP at 50%. So minimum pension of a colonel who retired in 2018, the calculation is based on 2018. So they will get 70,000 is, let's say, the minimum pension, which is 50% of basic plus MSP. Next is the maximum pension in 2018, which a colonel would have got when retiring in 2018 would have been 1,15,000. So the average of the two works out to 92,500. Therefore, this pension becomes the basis of calculation of OROP pension, and these are very rough figures, and there are not exactly, these figures are not government supported tables or something. We have done it on our own based on whatever research we could do. Now, DA presently is being paid at a rate of 42%. That makes it the DA at 92,500 is 38,850. Therefore, starting from 1st of July 2019 onwards, an officer who retired in the rank of a colonel with superannuation should get a pension minimum of 1,31,350. Whatever is the arrear of the last 4 years, that has to be paid to this officer, and the pension has to be fixed. That is what OROP says. Now, let's say someone who retires in 2023, we have done some extrapolations here. Someone who retires in 2023 and is seeking a PMR at 2023, and therefore excludes themselves from getting the OROP benefit as per the present directions. Then the basic salary of someone who retires now in the rank of a colonel approximately is 1,55,900. MSP is 15,500. That is a total of 1,71,400. Pension at 50% would be 85,700. So DA at 42% is 35,994. Total of around 1,21,694. This is what an officer who retires at a colonel presently on PMR is approximately supposed to get this pension. Now, if let's say there is a revision of pay scales or the seventh pay commission is revised to eighth pay commission as per the last government direction in the seventh pay commission, that whenever the DA reaches a certain cutoff threshold, it would be included in the basic. Let's say once that is done after 2 years in 2025, then the monthly pensions get revised to say 1,28,550. And we have calculated a 4% DA every year, 4 to 5%. We have averaged it out to 4% based on the last 30, 40 years of DA payment. 4% is the average DA which has been paid. So by 2035, this officer is getting paid a pension of 2,62,252 based on the annual DA increment being given by the government at an average rate of 4%. Now, let's say in 2035, there is again a revision of the pay scales, ninth pay commission, or by whatever formula, because every 10 years government is saying that they are expected to revise the pay scales, the basic pay scales. So given that, say there is a further increase in salary and subsequently pensions, and this is not related to OROP, this is the revision of the scales itself. So here in 2035, the base revision of the pension goes to 2,62,242 on a monthly basis. So again, a 4% DA is paid, and total by 2044-45, the monthly payout of salary to this officer who retires in 2023, that is this year, in another 22 odd years, this officer would have earned a total of approximately 5.5 crore in terms of having earned a pension without the OROP benefit. And we have made a liberal assumption here that the revision of scale of pension and salaries happen every 10 years, and therefore this officer's pension and salaries, I mean the pension also has been revised even without OROP, as it would happen for all other government officials who are in receipt of a non-contributory pension, which was the pre-NPS pension scheme. Now let us say for officers who are retiring, superannuating and retiring with OROP. Now when they retire with OROP and presently say an officer is retiring at the age of 54, which is the superannuation age for a full colonel in the Indian Army, the salary is 2,09,000. MSP is again 15,500. Total is 2,24,500. Pension works out to 1,12,250. DA at 42% is 47,145. So the payable pension is 1,59,395. Now, just for the sake of calculation here, in 2025, say there is a base revision of the pension, and the pension is, the DA is merged into the pension oblique salaries due to a pay commission, or as agreed upon in the last pay commission due to the DA getting merged with the basic. So in 2025, for this officer, the pension becomes, monthly pension becomes 1,68,375. Again, there is a 4% annual DA payment to this individual, and the DA payment makes the pension to around 1,95,315. And in 2030, let's say there is a OROP revision 2,34,231, which is now fixed to the 2028 payment of salaries to or pensions to the retiring officers in 2020. So the point is that every 5 years now, there is a revision of scale of the individual as compared to every 10 years, which would be for people who are retiring on a voluntary basis and they're not availing of the OROP benefit. So given that, we have a very rough calculation that this officer who retires at 54 now, or 55 now or 56 now as applicable, maybe as captain, the naval age for retirement is 56. So if someone retires at 56, then for next 20 years, their pension payout with OROP benefits should work to somewhere around 7.9 crores. So the gap between someone who is retiring with PMR and someone who retires on superannuation with and without OROP, the gap over a 20-year period is approximately 2 odd CR because of the base revisions in the pensions in terms of the scale getting revised for those who get the OROP benefit. So, given that unless until an officer has, or I would not say not just an officer, an individual has very strong reasons to leave Forge, and unless until they have done their homework and their skill development so that they are accepted by the corporate, we would say that one should seriously look at recalculating the OROP benefit and understand how would they make up for this particular deficiency in the payouts of pensions over a period of time. And longer the duration, God willing, everyone should live as long as possible. Longer the duration they live, the more the gap would continue to increase in terms of the payout because of OROP. So I would conclude by saying that OROP has been a significant development in recognizing and honoring the contributions of armed force personnel. It should have been done earlier. It actually aims to provide them the required financial security and dignity in what they provide to the nation. Sacrifices are for everyone. All of us know, and it should be acknowledged. And it is the monetary terms which are the minimum ways by which a nation can acknowledge the supreme sacrifices which the armed forces personnel make. Though the implementation of OROP is a very complex task that involves careful calculations, one has to keep revising the tables every 5 years, and so that there's an equitable distribution to all the people who are covered under the directive and those who are beneficiaries of this particular aspect of pensions. As such, there's still people are trying to get the NFU. So hopefully, once that comes in, the OROP impact will not trouble that much. But as of now, it is still there. And it's a personal feeling. I feel that even the officers who are, or individuals, not just officers, who are proceeding on PMR for various reasons, they can also be given, or they should be rather given the OROP benefit proportionately, if not exactly to the tune of what the superannuating officer is getting, at least proportionately the revision should be given. If you ask me, and this is something which is completely my personal view, it's not a government view, it's not a political view. I feel that with growth in economy, less and less people are inclined to join Forge, and which is even now visible from the fact that the developed states, economically developed states in India, they are not contributing in terms of manpower. Joining Forge, say the southern states, Gujarat, they are not very keen on sending their young people to Forge. So with more growth in economy, the attraction towards Forge will go down, which is not a very good indicator. And we should, to attract talent, OROP should be extended, and it should be made a true OROP in the sense that the pension should be linked to the salaries, and instead of a 5 year, there should be a formula, an automatic formula. Now everything is, there's so much of technology available. So it should be given on a yearly basis. The pension should be revised the same way as salary is revised on a yearly basis. Then it would be a true one rank, one pension that anyone who served in a particular rank as a soldier continues to get the benefits of that rank equivalent to a compatriot who is still serving. And in our view, people who this is our feeling that government should be more amenable to these services. Their representation should be taken whenever they are fixing the pay and salary issues. This is what we feel. But as of now, at least for those who are not covered under OROP, they should include this in their calculations if they are seeking a voluntary release and then take a voluntary release. This is what we have been able to determine in our calculations and our research. I have completed my part of the talk.
You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind.